Shaw Arts and Entertainment, back on television. I'm Curtis Anderson alongside the one, the only, owner-manager of 8th Street Books and Comics, Mr. Pat Thompson. Pat, as you know, I've driven you here. We're behind the giant Galaxy Cinema today talking about The Dark Knight. It's nice they put up a poster for us for this interview, Pat.
Just for us. We asked them to.
Just for us. It is summer, and of course with summer comes the summer blockbusters. You can tell I'm pretty excited for this movie. Pat Thompson, not so much. Let's get this over with. Grief of the new Batman franchise.
Yes, grief top to bottom, front to back. Gary Oldman, the only high point in the whole movie of the first one.
Batman Begins we're talking about.
Yeah, that was the first one. It was of this new franchise, yes. Yep. Gary Oldman, the only reason to be at the movie.
Okay.
That was it.
That's it.
That was it.
Not a fan of the whole thing they did with Scarecrow, nothing like that.
When Scarecrow showed up, but I mean, that was what, 12 seconds?
Okay.
You know, they used a villain right for 12 seconds.
Okay.
You know, Raj Al Ghul. Why'd they pick him? They can't write a story with Raj Al Ghul. Hollywood can't anyway.
Let's go back in time even more. What was it, 88, 89? The Michael Keaton Batman? That franchise up until the wheels came off about the fourth or fifth movie there. Poison Ivy.
By the second movie, you say?
Okay, by the
third, anyway.
Poison Ivy, Arnold Schwarzenegger. That one, unwatchable. Liked the first one, didn't mind the second. What were your thoughts on that?
On the first one, great.
Yes.
Just great. Now look, they did things right there. A lot of people are saying, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. They made Gotham City look like a place. You knew that place. Mm-hmm. The Batmobile looked like a Batmobile. Batman was great. Didn't even have nipples.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Yes.
On his costume anyway.
The thing I love about that movie is you can watch it with the sound off. Visually, the 1988-89 Batman is spectacular. The thing I remember most about that, though, I was in elementary. Didn't go to a lot of movies. I was in elementary school. My dad took me to that. I think he really wanted to see it himself.
Yep.
We're sitting there, my dad and I watching this movie, and the part where the Joker takes out that revolver, but it's got the really long barrel, and then he shoots down the Batwing.
Yep.
Batwing comes crashing down. Big explosion. Batman comes stumbling out. And I look over at my dad, and I never heard my dad swear before. And he's really excited. He turns to me, and this is the G version of what he said. He goes, Batman's very upset now. And I was like, what did my dad just say? So I hear you that a lot of comic book movies these days are really not up to par, but I will forever go see the Batman movies just because they make me feel good. They make me feel like a kid all over again. Nothing about this movie excites you.
Well, there's this to say about the second movie. They don't have to give the whole freaking origin again.
Okay.
They don't have to do that. They don't have to. Well, apparently we get a new Batmobile.
Okay.
Maybe it'll look like a car.
Maybe, not a tank.
Maybe.
Heath Ledger, of course, another big story coming out of this movie. Do you think a lot of people are going to see it just for that? Is that going to help break all sorts of box office records?
If it had happened within if this had been released within a month of his dying, I can see it working. Now, Heath Ledger who?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't he dead? You know, it's like, it's old news now.
Another thing that upsets me is I always go to, the Walmarts and the Zellers and all that looking for a Heath Ledger action figures. I think that'd be pretty cool. And they have like 100 Batman action figures for the new movie, never a Heath Ledger. And then that really makes me sad because I'm like, why? What's wrong with the Saskatoons? Why are people buying a Heath Ledger action figure just because he's dead? And then I do some self-reflection and go, you know what? I only want to buy a Heath Ledger action figure because he passed away. So I'm just as guilty.
You are guilty.
I am very
You're guilty. Yes. I'll sentence you to going in this movie.
Okay. Hey, that's July 18th it kicks off. And even before that, to go really, really far back in time, the Adam West, Burt Ward Batman, that's your favorite.
Well, I don't know about favorite, but when I was
to the Shaw cameras, you were quoting it in the car.
When I was a kid, that was it, man. That was a movie. I just about danced in my own pants to get to that movie. But I was a kid then, and it was exactly what it needed to be. And it had big name stars that went there and didn't act.
Okay.
They went there just to, well, we're getting paid for this, and well, we don't really want to be known for this, but well, we're going to be here anyway. Cesar Ramirez, a guy who didn't even shave to put on his costume. It was like, wow, that's great stuff.
Again, you and I are usually quite hard on the comic book movies, including the horrible Spider-Man movies, but you yourself, owner-manager of 8th Street Books and Comics, it's got to make you sit back and enjoy the business that these movies probably bring in. Does it rejuvenate the comic book industry at all to a certain degree?
No. Sorry, you're wrong.
Okay.
You're gonna get 5 people in the store looking for a Batman movie a Batman comic book they can buy their kid.
Okay.
Or a Batman comic book, not realizing that, like, well, this is going on right now. They're in a huge, huge Batman crossover event called RIP that if you don't get even the pre-story to it, you're not going to understand it.
Well, I'm not sure we got across what I wanted to, but here it is. July 18th, The Dark Knight. Pat Thompson probably not attending. I will be there opening night.
Are you going to wear the costume?
I may. Big thanks to Ann Perry putting the makeup on this morning. That's it. For Shaw Arts Entertainment, I'm Curtis Anderson signing off. Should I throw the cards?